You're watching Round Roanoke, your source for what's happening in the Valley. I'm your host, Margaret-Hunter Wade. Part conference, part party, and with after-hours events each evening that are a staging ground for amazing connections and synergy, CityWorks Expo is a national idea conference held in Roanoke focused on big ideas for better places. Here to tell us more about the CityWorks Expo are Expo founder Ed Walker and Expo Events Coordinator Amy McGinnis. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
So Ed, we've got you. Tell us, you're the founder. What was the idea behind this CityWorks Expo?
The idea behind it was the more I traveled around the U.S. and around the world and met with other placemakers, whether they were from government or commerce or education or technology, the more clear it was to me that the Roanoke Valley and that this region is as interesting and dynamic as any metro area of its size anywhere in the world. And I felt like, and still am more committed to the idea, that we have a lot to contribute to that dialogue, particularly around how you make cities better, how you fuel that transformation from mediocrity to excellence, from weakness to strength. And so we wanted to invite some of those people from around the world and from this region to meet each other. They had more in common. A lot of times we think that people from Houston or New York or London or Berlin or Beijing may not have as much in common with people who are in Roanoke or Vinton or Salem or Norman, Oklahoma or Amarillo, Texas, but they actually deal with a lot of the same issues.
Right.
And so we this year have people, I like to say, coming from every continent and from every surrounding county, literally from every sort of imaginable discipline. So it's very interdisciplinary. It is a conference that seeks to share ideas between those spheres of influence, whether it's government, law, medicine, public health, technology, education. And they all gather in Roanoke, and as a result, you know, it's a spectacularly fascinating, I mean, the quality of the speakers, the quality of the interaction is as good as it is anywhere. It is a ton of fun and really interesting outcomes from it. I mean, for example, some people from Massachusetts who met at Expo and ended up founding a wind energy company. All kinds of really interesting things like that. People have found funding. People have created opportunities to launch businesses or get innovative ideas about how to look at their work in a different way. And Amy's done an amazing job as the coordinator, really putting this year's event together and putting together a really spectacular and diverse lineup of speakers.
Great. So, Amy, that's a perfect segue. Tell us what we can expect at this year's event.
We've got some just incredible people coming, of course. One of the highlights for me is Sangu Dell, who is a Ghanaian. He was named one of Forbes 30 under 30 in Africa, so he's not yet 30, and he's done more in his lifetime than most of us probably will. While still in college, he founded a nonprofit that's focused on bringing access to sanitation and clean water to rural African communities.
It's really, he does a lot of social enterprise work and sort of startup technology work, and his thing has been to figure out how to look at Africa sort of continentally. Right. So he's interested in every single country on the continent, and so
we really are incredibly lucky to have him coming to Expo, because he was named a TED Global Fellow earlier in the summer, and he contacted us. He said, "I'm really sorry, I'm not going to be able to come." And we kind of asked him. We said, "Is it possible you could maybe make it still?" And he said he could come Thursday, so he'll be one of our Thursday highlights. Excellent. On his way to Rio de Janeiro.
That's right.
TED Global Fellow.
So we've got just about a minute left. So folks that are hearing this and think, wow, there's some really interesting stuff that's coming out of this, I want to be a part of it. Can they come? Who can attend?
We would love to have anybody and everybody. The cool thing about Expo is it's very small. There are only 350 seats. It will be among the most diverse and interesting gatherings of people in Roanoke that I've ever been aware of. I mean, you can give some more detail in terms of how people can be a part of it.
Absolutely. We're excited to have people from all walks, of course. We do have scholarships available. If people think Expo is an amazing event that they need to be a part of, they can go to our website to register and/or apply for a scholarship.
Okay, excellent. Well, can't thank you enough. Ed, you do amazing things for the Valley, and we appreciate it, and this sounds like an excellent event. So thank you all for sharing this, and best of luck.
Thanks for having us.
You can find out more about CityWorks Expo and other events happening in the Roanoke Valley on the community calendar coming up at the break. I'm Margaret-Hunter Wade, and you're watching Round Roanoke on Cox 9. Thanks for tuning in.